One second, 1 second. All right. Hey, didn't we just talk?
We did, sir.
All right, I got to do a couple little things. We are officially live on YouTube, so some people could be joining us in just a second. But I got to just get my chat popped out here. If you're just joining us, welcome to Gary's Other Arm Wrestling Show. Chapter 7. I don't know. Chapter 7, episode 7. Seems like everyone does episodes, so decided to do chapters. Okay, 1 second. Jeff Frank,
What's up?
how you doing, brother?
Doing really good. How you doing?
Uh, I'm rocking. I honestly, since our live broadcasts, the amount of work I've done has been a little on the low side.
How was your recovery from your 24-hour marathon?
I mean, I got to be honest. I thought it didn't take me that long to recover, but let's just say my motivation to work took a while to recover. if that
Well,
if that makes any sense.
all in all, that was impressive and well done. And
Yeah.
yeah, congratulations on making it through and achieving your goal.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
That was that was it was so cool to see people that are like respected in the community to join in and help. Because honestly, at the end of the day, if you guys don't do that, if you don't jump in and kind of assist, it doesn't work as well. So it's like, thank you for
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, no problem. I mean, the support and the input from everybody was amazing. That was a very well ran show and super impressive. So many guests on the show. It was super cool.
Well, uh, you know what? We had a lot of fun. I got to be honest. Okay, there are 10 people out there. Sonny Gay, what's up, guys? Jonathan Saltzman, Jesus M, hi. Salt Army, welcome to the show. So, we only had you on a couple shows ago, and well, lo and behold, you start okay, let me set the stage. Last time we talked to you, you're like, I'm excited, I got big plans. But you weren't exactly detailed on those big plans. And then all of a sudden, over the next week, I start seeing you blowing up Facebook with some cool shit.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh man, we got to talk to my man. We got to talk to him again. So walk us through the process. You tell us, but you were close to the vest on some details. Well,
Well,
then what?
like I said before, I mean, I have a whole bunch of branches of ideas. Some are super aggressive, may never be achievable. Some are short-term goals. Some are long-term goals. But when I think of my league and the progression of it and where I want to be in 2 years, 3 years, I'm a very creative thinker, and I have all kinds of ideas on the go. So I'm constantly working. That's what I said. Nobody's going to outwork me at this, and I truly believe that. I always got things on the table. I'm always making phone calls, tossing around ideas, and one of the ones that I wanted to do was create a reality type show. Well, I guess let's back up a bit here. What I wanted to do was keep TAL all the content exclusive to TAL. It's more of just a business move. So instead of having all this content on everybody else's
Wait,
YouTube,
hold on. Back that thing up. I've been beat up for talking about the E word, the exclusive word. Did you hear about this?
well, yeah, but I'm not taking it from I'm not. I guess I'm not taking it from the content where, let's say at TAL2, I had Joe Drellick there and say, okay, well, it's just exclusive to Joe Drellick. As you've seen, we had Nick Postal there. What I'm talking about is the money that I'm putting into these events. Like, it doesn't make sense for me from a business perspective to take $20,000, $30,000 and dump it into an event, have somebody else come in there, grab all the content, and then put it up on their YouTube channel. It's not very so from a business.
Listen. I 100% agree with you.
Mhm.
I'm just talking about the arm wrestlers. Well, okay, let's say back in the day, I used to deal with this. And as a camera person, I would get a little bit upset because people wanted to do exclusive stuff. Like Zloty Tour, Igor, he allowed me to film 1 year, but he wasn't 100% happy about it. And it was like, it was kind of always an issue. But as a business person, I get it. It makes sense. And now as RMTV, when I talk about like I want to film events, I didn't really want to film events if a bunch of people were filming. So I totally get where you're coming from. So if we can just have an open and honest, frank conversation, what I've learned is the content providers out there, they don't like this E word that you said, exclusive. So like I love if we can just chat about it a little bit. It makes 100% sense to me. But the community, for some reason, they don't really get it. So
Well, no, I'm sure they do. I mean, if you're a businessman, I mean, let's say you own a manufacturing business. Let's say you build tanks, and if you build tanks, does it make much sense to sub out the insulation, to sub out the pipe fitting, to sub? No, I mean, to be a successful business person, the more you can keep in house, the more successful you're going to be. You're going to keep all your overhead in house. You're going to keep all your buying power in house. It's just a business move. It's no different
yeah.
than the same logic applies here. Um, I mean, if I'm going to shell out $30,000 to run an event, why would I not keep that content on a
Yeah.
TAL YouTube channel?
Well, why? So, okay. But was TAL one when the tent came down?
Mhm.
Dallas versus BLM?
Yeah.
Okay. So, was your frame of mind then like, oh, I should be filming this, but like, I don't know who filmed it. Who filmed that?
Yeah, so basically that was just basic standard filming. We just had a lady there with an
Yeah.
iPhone, just live streaming the event. But every event, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm strategizing, and that's what I said from the beginning. My league is going to be one of growth. Every time we do something, I'm going to learn, I'm going to
Yeah.
invest, I'm going to take away, I'm going to listen to the community and add and keep building this for the better.
So tell me, what was the like, oh, I got to get a YouTube channel. Like, what was the deciding factor?
Well,
Like, it obviously makes sense, but it took a
it's
minute.
it's simply my money. I mean, this is
No,
this
no,
is
no. I'm saying like the day you woke up and been like, oh, I guess I better do this now. What
well, okay,
changed?
fair enough. Well, I mean, after TAL2, I mean, you see the quality of the super matches, the quality of the event. I mean, when I think this through and I come back and I see, person X with 75,000 views of the super matches that I paid for, why would I not want that exclusive to the Total Arm Wrestling League?
I mean, I get it. Okay, so let's Joseph. He filmed your event. He didn't have exclusive, like you said. Anyone could have filmed it. I could have come there and filmed it.
Yeah, like I did say to Joseph originally, I said, Joseph, I want you to be the filmer of the Total Arm Wrestling League. You can come from to event to event to event, and do the filming. We did talk about some exclusive stuff, but at the end of the day, people are going to get the content regardless. But after that, I'm seeing all these YouTube posts, and it's by this guy, and that's probably still going to happen. But when I after TAL2 and I looked at it and I see the views that these are getting, I mean, the whole bottom line of the Total Arm Wrestling League is for this to be an successful business venture. Now, I want to keep as much revenue as I can to the Total Arm Wrestling League. It's just a
Yeah.
business move. So I'm not saying that the YouTube's going to make me $1 million tomorrow. I get it, but the more content I build off my investment of my dollar, is just a smart way to go about it.
No, it makes sense. Hey guys, there's 20 of you watching in the comments. You get it, right? Because most of you bitches beat me up for asking for exclusivity. And you must understand that shit is, it's kind of normal for people to be wanting this. But at the same time, I get it. There's times for it, and then there's other times. Like for instance, I covered a lot of events throughout the years, and the promoters never got involved in media. Like they just never took that on. So for them, they were like, oh, the more people that cover my event, the better. And I don't think the views were as big a deal back in 2010 or 8. So people didn't really, I was probably the only one making money from arm wrestling videos from 2005 to 2012. So the world has changed from when I was in it. But I agree with you. I'm curious what the commenters say. Robin Chandler, I understand. Other people, you understand or you don't understand? You see where that's going. So let's say you announced, so TL2 is in Louisiana.
Correct.
It'll be
Three.
exclusive. What?
TL3. I think you said
TL3,
three.
sorry, my bad. TL3, TL2 already happened. So TL3 exclusive.
Well, I don't want to throw that. I don't want to throw that word around where I'm going to say, hey, you. I mean, I don't know. Let's say Michael Todd. I'm not saying he's going to be there, but I'm just saying Michael Todd comes up on stage for a super match. I'm not going to tell Rebecca that she can't be there with her cell phone to film Michael Todd. What I'm
Yeah.
saying, what I'm saying is the production of the TAL event is going to be TAL content. The main production. I'm going to have two cameras. They're going to be around both tables. The quality of the content, the original content, will be TAL content. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Uh,
So like I get it. Let's perfect example is so I was talking to Herman Stevens the other day and we were talking about discussion boards and forums and rules and he was like everyone is treated the same. Nobody gets special attention. But at the end of the day, if Alex says he wants to come to your event and he has 1 million followers and he's like, hey, can I get some footage? I won't share it till after you. I mean, are you gonna say no to the
no,
influencers, the guys who got a
no,
million? I
no. I
mean,
mean, if you want to sit back and from the crowd and take some footage, I don't care. I'm saying the original upfront production of the TAL that'll be TAL content. If you want to sit back with your camera from the crowd and shoot, I'm not going to tell anybody no.
yeah,
I'm just saying like the upfront, up close production stuff is going to be TAL content, TAL cameras, TAL YouTube.
yeah,
And listen, I want to make this clear. I'm not going and investing, or this wasn't an investment. This was a sponsorship of the cameras. I'm not looking to go and start filming other events. I just want to do total arm
yeah.
wrestling league
Of
stuff
course,
and keeping everything in house.
I wasn't thinking Jeff Frank was gonna start showing up at other events and be random. I get it. We're talking strictly your stuff, and I just think it's a good subject to talk about because if that's where it's going, it's obviously something the community needs to kind of come to accept. Like I don't understand a wall. If I went to a wall event, did they allow filming? I've seen cell
I
phones. I've
you
seen
might
cell
be,
phones.
yeah, you might be able to take a cell phone
Yeah,
from the crowd again, but then
yeah,
again, but the main content of WAL is produced
yeah.
and published by WAL.
Gotcha. So I was looking. So Travis and I got an event uh, where I'm trying. I don't envision. I don't know. I have no idea where I'm going to be in terms of like. I like to think I'm wearing two hats here. I'd love to host some tournaments, but I also want to be media that covers guys like you who are doing cool shit for arm wrestling. So I want to kind of have both hats. I think ARMTV can be broad enough to do that. So that, but anyways, Travis found some sponsorship. Lance Hunt, cross country pest control out of Waxahachie, Texas, and that date is March 28th. It's only like it's not too far off of yours. You're okay with that? I mean, how far is Texas and Louisiana? There might be some. There's a seminar there too. I hopefully that's okay. That you're cool with.
I'm not. Listen, I want to be. I get a whole lot of flack. I am not. I'm not going to sit here and worry about what this person's doing or this one. It's too much. I'm not now. I'm not going to go intentionally and step on somebody's toes and just go have an event right over top of theirs. But
Yeah,
I'm just gonna here. This is what I'm gonna do in April 10th, TL3 in Louisiana. That's just what's gonna
yeah.
happen. Now,
Well,
if Travis is having an event in Texas the week before, great. I
yeah.
don't mind whatsoever.
So, anyways, ideally, if you're an arm wrestler out there, we would say we'd love for you to be at both events. Travis is hosting a seminar. I think Sarah Backman's going to be there, and a couple other people. So that would be cool. As arm wrestlers, I think you got to support as much stuff as you can, right? I mean, I don't know why you got to pick one or the other. I don't know how close Texas and Louisiana is in relation to the Dallas area. Someone fill me in on the chat. How many hours of drive is that? Because I would love to go to your event too, but yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting because I like the stage access. I'm not 100%. I mean, I used to deal with being filming the worlds and I couldn't have stage access. And as a videographer, it's like, you're not in love with the crowd shot. But I respect, as a business person, I respect that that's what, I mean, you should have a TAL YouTube channel where you're pumping out content and getting mad
100%.
views. I mean, if you're crushing it with super matches that everyone wants to see, why not have them be on the TAL YouTube?
100%. That's exactly the avenue.
So when do we launch that channel? Because we should be plugging that shit right now.
Well, it's launched. It's all made. I just got to get content. So all the cameras and stuff that are coming to me, these new Canon EOS C200s, everything's just kind of been working on. I'm going there. I'm taking some lessons on how to operate everything. I'm not saying that I plan on running these cameras. I just want to have some good knowledge on how everything works. I still plan on bringing in a knowledgeable videographer to run the cameras. So it's all in due time. The channel's up. I just start working on some content. And
okay, so I just searched. The beauty of live is I just searched the Total Arm Wrestling League, and I get Ryan Espy's channel. I don't see your channel. What is it? How do I find it directly so we can tell our audience to go? Oh, there it is. Total Arm Wrestling League. You got to scroll down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess what, man? Okay. Just so we could show the audience, so we can give you the love here. We share screen. The audience at home should see this. It says Total Arm Wrestling League. Do you see that, Jeff?
Yep, that's the one.
We go over here. 43 subscribers. We got to crush that shit. Subscribe. I subscribed. I'm now a subscriber. So if we refresh it, it should say 44. Booyah. No content.
Thanks, Gary.
So there we go. I'm number 44. And I'm assuming by the time you get closer to your event and you start uploading some content, did you have any? So you don't have any footage of the earlier stuff?
No, I'm not going to worry about. Well, Joe Drellick's got all that footage. I think Nick Postal has some. Whatever. It's just going to start at TL3. I'm planning on maybe doing a. I don't know what the title is right now, but maybe I don't want to say the rise, but the return maybe or of Matt Mask, right? I got a lot because we're neighbors. He trains at our club, so I was we just moved him into his new place. He's got his gym all set up, and it looks pretty cool. So I was thinking maybe doing a little series on the return of Matt Mask before the WL season launches.
Okay, so you just said you are getting some access to cameras. Who's going to learn this stuff for you?
I'll learn it myself. I always got provisions in place for everything, so I'm going to learn it myself. For one thing, I am a guy of knowledge. I love to learn. It doesn't matter what it is. I read a lot of books. I like to study. So I'm going to spend a lot of time with these guys in Calgary, just learning these cameras. And if we go back, a little backstory here, I'm not new to the video editing and camera stuff. Now, this be 15 years ago, I was heavily into video editing. I had a nice Canon XL1 at the time, and I did a lot of video editing with my
What? You had a Canon XL1? That was one of my favorite cameras.
It was a badass camera back in the day, and I bought it brand new. It was like $13,000 back then for that camera.
Jeff Frank, are you telling me that you are a weirdo camera guy too?
Well, I used to be. I haven't done it for some time. So yeah, I had purchased a Canon XL1.
Hey man, there's not enough room for another weirdo camera guy. Yeah. We're gonna have to trying to step in on our territory.
Oh no.
No, I'm just kidding. There's
Yeah.
room for more weirdo camera guys. But so you envision when I don't know if I'm going to TL3, but somebody in our audience will be going to your event. Are they gonna? Are we gonna be seeing you on the stage rocking the camera?
Probably not. I mean, if it came to that, I mean, I absolutely would, but I doubt it. I was talking to Artem a little bit today, and he might be there to run the camera, and I got some other options and provisions in place to have somebody
Gotcha.
else run it.
So you might partner up with Top Row Productions.
Yeah, we haven't talked about any details yet. I also have the company that supplied me with the cameras. They're willing to send a guy out to kind of launch this venture too, and kind of run the cameras. And they were kind of interested in doing that. So we'll see.
And
They're,
these are this camera company. I can't was V something. They're local to you.
yeah, yeah, BizTech.
So what did you do? You just rolled up to these guys, or did you have a relationship with
So
them?
I
Did
have
you
a
say,
large I have a large relationship with hunting film producers. I know a lot of people that produce hunting films. I got a lot of guys here local that are heavily invested into full fledged hunting production. So I have some connections there in my network that actually kind of led me to this. So
so you're going to launch this content on your YouTube channel, Total Arm Wrestling League. And I got to come. So you're not interested in trying to get, like, let's say, content on ESPN.
well, I'm kind of working on that too.
You're working on that too?
Not with ESPN, but so I have a friend who has an actual channel on the satellite, has a network that, and that network, it primarily runs around hunting and fishing, but there's some other type stuff on there like the lumberjack skill or whatever you call it. And I've
Yeah.
been kind of talking to him on this television show about maybe running some of this content, maybe even live on this network.
Well, I mean, that'd be awesome. I'm all about I think traditional television is a little bit too expensive, and I think you can get the bang for your buck on YouTube currently. So that I love that focus. Like, I remember back in the day, they were telling me they were paying like 40 grand for a half hour episode for a half hour time slot on ESPN, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
ESPN would probably be in that
yeah.
neighborhood. I know this network is nowhere near that. So
Anyway, so you you've landed the camera gear to help production, and then on your Facebook, let me go to it. You announced, which I was a little confused because you said brought to you by a hotel.
Baymont Hotel in Red Deer here, they're a huge supporter of the TAL. They're we've been working together on a lot of things, and they're very intuitive and with helping me on some of the financial stuff coming up. So they work really closely with the local companies, with their hotel, and certain things around their sponsorship. So they help me create a really cool portfolio. They know a lot of people. They have a lot of connections. So we've been working weekly with the Baymont Hotel and setting up sponsorships, having meetings, meeting people, meeting with Red Deer Tourism. All these avenues are going to be huge for the launch of the Total Arm Wrestling League.
So I'm just tied in with me. It says you're going to launch a YouTube series beginning in the summer for all of North America. How does the Baymont Hotel in Red Deer benefit from helping you film a North American series? I'm just curious. It's like a
So I
trying to
mean,
make the connection.
no. So basically, they're just helping me with connections in the sponsorship revenue. So yeah. So basically, yeah, it's nothing really more than that. To be honest, it's
I
just
mean, that's an awesome connection. If
it's a
you have a
huge
local
connection.
hotel
Yes, yes.
trying to help you out with doing something across
But
the entire North America.
Baymont is also affiliated with Windham, and Windham owns a hotel chain all across North America.
Okay. So that's
So
where the tie-in
yeah.
could be. So it says the new series will be focusing on finding, searching, and showcasing new talent in a super cool reality series. Give me more details, man. I'm hungry.
Well, I don't want to disclose too much right now. So basically, I'm working with a couple of local guys in here in broadcasting here in Red Deer, Alberta, on just different ideas of launching a reality show that have been a part of some certain things. So I have some good friends that used to be on the reality show Man Tracker. Uh, one, the guy that used to be actually was the man tracker is a really good friend of mine, and so I have a really good connection with a lot of guys in reality type stuff too.
Yeah.
So, and people that are actually on the show. So I've been working with a few different people on just some ideas on how to launch something really cool. My idea in the growth of arm wrestling is certainly around the amateurs. I think I don't want to say undiscovered. I just there's just so much talent out there that the world of arm wrestling hasn't been made public to. So what I want to do is get out there and travel, not just in North America but internationally, and just somehow tie all this into some cool reality show and just grow this sport from an amateur type angle.
So you would potentially be hitting the road,
Yeah.
and are you envisioning you editing, or you have an editor?
I'm going to edit from now. I'm actually, I shouldn't say, I was actually fairly good at it back in the day when I had the Canon XL1. I used to firewire everything to my Adobe Premiere setup, and I was actually pretty good at it. So I don't think it'll take me a lot of time to.
Ah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize. All right, all right, all right. So you come to the table with some pre-existing abilities. You
Mhm.
dropping the firewire to Adobe. I remember
Yep.
them days.
Yep.
I remember them days.
Yep. So yeah, so I do got some knowledge in it. I spent a lot of time just plunking around, making some cool stuff. I actually just kind of dropped off. And I never actually produced something, but I have a lot of knowledge in there. I want to say I got an average amount of experience, and I don't think it'll take me long to get back in the saddle and run
So
these
you
programs.
are a weirdo camera guy. I'm like having a epiphany. I didn't realize that. I did anyone else in the chat? Are you just learning this? That Jeff Frank is a weirdo camera guy? Say yes. Say yes. Yes or no. Yes or no. Hit it up. Okay, commenters. Jonathan Saltzman, will you pay for my gas to film for you? Pay. Where do you live and where? What are you talking about? TL3? No, I'm not going to pay for your gas to go film from the audience. We need exclusivity as well. Just kidding. Just kidding. But the weekend before, we're trying our format. Have you heard about my format?
I don't believe I have.
So I'm trying this new format, and not everyone is on board, but I like it. I'm. You've been to arm wrestling practice where people do king of the table, right?
Yep.
Heaviest guy stays at the table. He
Hmm.
pulls until he loses. Then he
Hmm.
goes to the back of the line. It's a very simple concept. I'm going to do that in a tournament format, and the guy with the most wins after like a time cap, like 30 to 40 minutes. I did it. We did it a couple weeks ago with some amateur guys. We had about 18 guys, and it
Hmm.
took about 45 minutes to find the top four, which I thought was a fair, decent amount. So if I had four weight classes with less than 20 guys in it, that's 4 hours to run through with this format. But the arm wrestlers, they're not all on board with my king of the table
Well,
format.
here's the thing, Gary. I mean, I wouldn't be so concerned with what everybody else is on board with. You do what you want to do and what makes
Yeah.
you happy. It's just if you sit there and stare at social media and what everybody else says, it's gonna be you're gonna have some long stressful days. And just do you. You just be creative and do
Yeah.
things that appeal to you.
Yeah. I just like king of the table, and I'm that's what I'm gonna work on. But
We should do it at the Red Deer Arm
uh,
Wrestling Club.
for how often you guys get together?
We should probably edit this out, but once a week.
What's wrong with that?
Restrictions here.
Oh, restrictions. I
But
mean,
whatever. Yeah, but we got
when
so
when I forgot about these. It's so weird to still be talking about I don't know, restrictions. Man, well, I've kind of been restricting myself because there was been a couple of local events. There was a big practice at Tony Katowski's that I would have liked to have gone to, but I'm
somebody
living
asked.
with my
I got to read something in the chat here. So
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
said,
Read it.
who knocked out my tooth?" Well, there's a backstory to that too. So actually, nobody knocked it out. Actually, my mom and dad farmed, so I was actually penning cattle one time, and I got kicked in the head by a 2,000 pound Charolais bull. Broke my nose, broke my jaw, and what had happened was is
What?
the way my jaw grew back, it kind of messed up my teeth. They had and my bottom jaw is actually protrudes a little bit further than my top jaw, so they had to take it out. And currently, I'm getting it all reconstructed and my bottom jaw pushed back in before they can put that front tooth back in.
Okay, wait. How old were you?
Oh man, this is quite a few years ago now. I was probably, I don't know, 19.
And you were kicked in the face by a bull?
Oh yeah, yeah,
What? 2,000 pound bull?
yeah. We were,
Oh
yeah. My
my
mom and
gosh.
dad
Like,
farmed, so we were chasing cattle
I mean,
around.
I mean, I'm not an expert, but I feel like that shit could kill you, correct?
It's
It's like,
probably lucky that I didn't. Yeah.
holy buckets. Well, I'm glad you're okay. That sounds like, I mean, do you remember? I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like you'd black out the minute that
No,
happened.
actually, actually I didn't. It knocked me out for a second, but it wasn't that long. And I remember getting up there, and then mom taking me to the hospital there in Pinoca, and yeah, broke my nose pretty good there, and yeah, my jaw, and yeah, but I was
Holy
bleeding
buckets.
pretty good, but yeah, but yeah.
Hey, if I've missed any of your comments, we have yet to get a super chat. Super chat a comment if I've missed it. Come on now. Jason Merlot, welcome. Okay, so TAL3, I saw you announce, I don't know the guy's name, but he's like from South America somewhere,
Edward
Brazilian.
Thierry.
Eduardo Tiede. So how many super matches? The super match lineup that you're going to have at TL3, how big does it compare to, let's say, TL2 and the number of matches you're going to have? You're going to go
It'll be the
bigger, the
same.
same, the
It'll be
exact
the same.
same.
Yep.
And how many of those cards are already filled out?
Let's see. We're talking. Well, I can't announce the Edward Tieto match yet because I'm still waiting for WL to approve. They've approved it, but they want me to wait a couple weeks. We've got Richard Lupkes, we got Mike Aiello, we got BLM, Daniel Early, we got who am I missing there? Uh, Possibly Paul Passmore and Marcus Lieminger from Germany, Austria. Sorry.
So do you hope that you got some how many Canadian guys can you get to get on an
Uh,
airplane with you?
I'm hoping Steph Haru can make it down for this one and take on Sam Popker. I did
Yeah.
have Akash Kumar originally planned to come from India, but I think visa restrictions from India will be pretty tough right now. Uh,
There was one I was listening to you and Ryan Espy show one time and he asked you, "Oh, are you ever going to put up prize money
yeah,
towards the pros?"
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's a good question to ask him. Like, what how do you know whether you just like most of your focus will be on super matches and then it's just kind of like how do you format the rest of the tournament regarding do you have I
Well,
mean, I haven't looked. So do you have masters, novice, amateurs, opens,
yeah.
or do you?
So yeah, amateurs, masters, ladies, and then the pro division. This one in Louisiana will be a cash payout for pros.
There will be. And how do you decide whether you're going to do as somebody who's already heavily investing a lot of money into a tournament? Like, where do you draw the line when you realize maybe I will or will not add cash?
Well, the good thing about these super matches, and that's what I try to tell people, everybody just kind of, they just kind of base opinions on what they see, and nobody knows what I'm doing behind the scenes, right? So, I mean, these super matches are completely subsidized by sponsorship money. It's already been, it was in the works before too. It's just with restrictions, things are tough right now to get commitments. But I've been working extensively on that, and it's all come to fruition. So there'll be a lot more money to throw up for cash prizes for the pro divisions.
So you're saying if the better sponsorship you can get on the super matches, the more open you were able to play with adding a little.
Well, the ROI will from the sponsors comes from the super matches, right?
I mean, that's where your clicks are going to come from, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean that's where their name's going to see the most. They're going to get the most
yeah.
value from it, right? So
And did we lock down a city? Last time you just knew it was Louisiana. Have you?
I'm working with Jonathan Brita on a few different options. We're just tossing around New Orleans and Benton, Louisiana. We have a venue definitely in Benton already there ready to go. So we're also just kind of keeping New Orleans out there. I'm not sure what the restrictions are in a larger city like that. So
Well, awesome. I think I'm out of questions.
I don't.
Do you mind if we every time you announce more cool shit, if we keep in contact with you? I like the behind the scenes of the growth. You know, someday, like, let's say all your dreams come true. It'd be cool to go back and have multiple. I know you do this with Ryan too, but there's so much content out there. I can't watch everything.
Mhm.
So it's cool that I get to catch up with you and ask these questions. Do you mind if, you know, every periodically we check in with you?
Yeah, anytime. There's lots on the table. There's lots going on. My mind is constantly turning. The wheels are always going. So yeah, there's I got all kinds of crazy ideas. Let's just see where they go.
So your brain is 24/7 arm wrestling, trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah, sometimes it's more than that. I can sometimes it's hard to even sleep at night. Like I don't pass up messages. If I get a message from somebody in a different time zone overseas, I'll take that message and work on deals. Whether it's 3 in the morning, I just how I work, right? Like I don't let things.
Well, I appreciate you being accessible. It's cool to be able to just call up the guy, the man, and be like, "Hey, tell us about TAL," and then you come on, and boom, here we are. And that way, the audience. I know we have a lot of people down in that neck of the woods. They're watching. I'm sure you're gonna have a great turnout.
Yeah, Louisiana's it's shaping up to be big. I've been having a lot of good response. I think there's a lot of people coming from Florida, Louisiana, Texas, then north from Arkansas, Mississippi. So
Cool. Well, when you plan. Oh, damn it. Sorry. You
oh,
mentioned focusing on novice events when you were going to do this reality show.
yeah, so yeah, the novice events is I mean we all know who. So you see Michael Todd and over there, and he's dancing around with Larry Wheels and all these celebrities, and that's great. I think it's great for the sport. But I think I want to take it from a different angle. There's so many amateurs out there that are just phenomenal pullers, and I want to create these really cool amateur tournaments and expose some of these guys that just might not get that exposure. But I don't want to just do it in North America. I want to travel to Ukraine. I want to travel to Moldova. I want to travel to Australia. I want to travel and just have these cool amateur tournaments and expose some of these guys that maybe don't have maybe the money or the travel to North America. Like, listen, how many wicked pullers? So maybe these aren't novices, but let's just say exposure from these countries like in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan,
Yeah.
like my God, like we just don't see it because everybody just unless you're going to WAP, you don't see much of these
Yeah.
guys. So
I mean, I think it's a great approach. So I just Joseph, speaking of NBK, Joseph just posted a photo from his practice up with Tony Katowski, and I look at it and I see a lot of young dudes, a lot of new. I could be wrong, but it looks to me like a lot of young arm wrestlers, a lot of new faces. I know I'm new or being back, so I don't know everyone, but still, if you're early 20s, you can't have been around the sport that long. And I think, that's only great for arm wrestling. And that means that if you did have novice to amateur events, you're going to have a lot of new people given all the exposure for the sport, and they love the exposure too. So that could be a cool thing that not a ton of people have tried.
yeah,
Jeff.
so let's just say we go to Chicago or something or wherever. Let's say we go to Toronto. Let's say we go to this little town in Alberta here, and we just promote the shit out of it, and just you post the flyers everywhere, and whether you hold on, and you find this guy, and you just follow the story of this guy who's just got so much potential, and build these guys up and expose these guys, get them to tournaments, and just follow these stories, and just I just want to see this created into some cool reality thing. And hey, man, if the Baymont's going to back me on it, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah. Well, that is all. Sunny Gay says, Gary, why don't you film for Jeff? Well, I'm not opposed to being a camera for hire. Not opposed to it. So, if you're needing a dude, I don't work for free, but I love to be around arm wrestling. Gladiator Darts, thank you for your $2 super chat. Jeff Frank, I love your excitement. I love your energy. I love that really, you know, you and Travis, I mean, not many people are announcing big plans for 2021. So I love that you guys are out there, you know, announcing here's what we're going to do, getting the base excited, giving people something to talk about it. So I appreciate you coming on, giving us a fill in for what is going on, and we look forward to the next stage. Go get
Cool,
it.
man. Yeah, TAL3, Louisiana, April 10th. Be there. It's going to be off the charts. So there's a lot of people coming. Those are going to be deep classes. Dan Mosier, Colorado Stanley, BJ Fokakis, Sam Pofker, just on and on and on and on and on.
And don't forget to go to YouTube channel Total Arm Wrestling League and subscribe. And while you're doing that, if you're not subscribed to ARMTV, what is wrong with you? What are you waiting for? Subscribe and
ARMTV,
click that
yeah,
little
Gary
bell.
Roberts.
All
Subscribe.
right, Jeff. Hey, thanks, man. We'll let you get back to your family, and we
Cool,
appreciate
man.
you for coming on this Sunday evening to fill us in. Thank you guys out there for joining this live chat, and keep checking back. We plan on just continually trying to crush all the interviews, keeping people up to date with what is going on in the world of arm wrestling.
Right on, Gary.
All right, brother.